We are here at IBC for the School of Streaming, and we have a guest here. Could you please introduce yourself and the company whom you represent?
Sure. My name is Julien Signès. I'm the general manager for what we call video network at Synamedia. So video network is the division at Synamedia that does all the end-to-end streaming, transcoding, encoding, CDN, and all the video products basically.
Welcome for being here. For your customers, what do you see the biggest challenge they face basically this year and next year? What will they be focusing on?
Well, at a high level, our customers are the pay TV operator and the broadcasters, and the main challenge they face is a transition to the world of IP. IP in general, that means what part of my operation do I transition to the cloud? How do I preserve a very high quality of experience during that transition? And how do I manage operation that has more traditional broadcast as well as new IP delivery into a single service that is seamless? So a big part of what we address and we see in the market is that problem of transition to IP at a high level.
And does the OTT technologies fit in that strategy of transition?
Absolutely. So how do you transition to OTT? Is it OTT inside but transport stream in some set-top boxes or vice versa? And so the convergence and how you transition those services to many device or many network is still the challenge of the industry, and that's what we are really focused on.
As part of that transition to the all IP delivery and supporting the OTT delivery or technologies, in how far is achieving latency and low latency, more specifically, critical to the success of those transitions?
Sure. As we see live OTT scale to big audiences, obviously the delay and matching the experience that people have enjoyed in broadcast is critical. And so one of the things that we see is the end-to-end latency in the network. And as you know, of all the components involved into from the origin of the content to the playback, how do we manage this to actually, if possible, exactly match what the experience has been on the broadcast? Because consumer do not want to degrade the user experience as they transition to this world of IP.
And do you deem it sufficient to match what is achieved today with broadcast technologies and IPTV, or do you see a future where we do even better?
Potentially better, but I think let's start with matching. At the moment, most services are delayed 30, 40 seconds, 1 minute. So broadcast typically 5 to 6 seconds. Let's try to match that.
Get there already.
That's
right.
the first step. Obviously, if we can improve it, that's better. But I think it's a big, obviously one of the big challenges as this transition to IP OTT delivery happens.
In the market, we see increased announcements of OTT services as of late. Disney Plus, clearly Netflix is very well established, pure OTT player. As your customer base is adopting OTT technologies, will they succeed to compete and differentiate against those parties, and how do you think they will achieve that?
Well, yeah, I think that at a high level, we obviously witness the success of these OTT providers, but we think that the pay TV operators have a very bright future. Why? Because they are the pay TV operators, which are our traditional customers, are typically owning the commercial and financial relationship with the customers, and they are typically the best position to do the bundle. So we think after the a big movement of fractioning the market in many different services, the bundle will be eventually back, and I think that the challenge for the traditional pay TV operators and broadcasters, how do they survive that transition? First, by offering competing OTT services that they can actually deliver with quality that is matching their broadcast services. But second is how do they reinvent themselves by being the new bundle that includes some of these OTT services as well as a traditional pay TV. So we believe actually the future is bright. OTT is successful, there will be a first movement of traditional broadcast and pay TV adopting OTT technologies. There will be a second movement of the super bundle where everything will be bundled back because the consumer at the end of the day is queen and they will need one contract eventually.
Yeah. And in that context, we've seen quite a few large telco providers acquiring content. Do you see some of these operators offering TV services outside their footprints?
Yeah, well, that's a good question. I think that the service providers are here to maximize the revenue per customer on their existing footprint first. And then there's regulatory issues as these big service providers are under very strong constraints there. So we don't think that's a top priority. However, for them to offer spot services or a very specific sub-part of the niche services to the global audience, possibly. So we think that what's wonderful is OTT technologies together with traditional broadcast will eventually merge into this new age of pay TV, where they will have individual offerings as well as global offerings for the consumer. So eventually the consumer will win because they'll have more choices. So.
Good, thank you. Julien, thanks for attending our THEO School of Streaming. Thank you again.